Good evening. This side Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. As we speak, Treasury Consulting Group is a multinational headquartered group based out India, Singapore, and Hong Kong. More importantly, we do have offices in three parts of the globe, and we operate our own hedge fund which is proprietary in nature. Now, by proprietary, it means no third party can invest capital in our fund. Neither we take anybody's capital. So we only invest our own capital. We do not invest somebody's capital. That's more important thing. This is the definition of proprietary. On the functional basis, we invest FICC, which is fixed income, currencies, and commodities. We also take positions in crypto, and probably in our later score, we would be adding more asset classes. But the fundamental logic of our hedge fund would continue, which is we will not invest the third party money. That logic will continue. Apart from that, we have our training courses, we have our Learnings Academy, Sheetal Academy, we have our paid news desk, we have our OTT platform TRFX Academy, and many more products. In case you wish to have any information, you can WhatsApp on our personal number, which is +91 9899 242 978. Alternatively, you can WhatsApp on our back office, which is +91 9818 485 155. Like I said, Treasury Consulting is now in law, and on a very often basis, we bring something very interesting before you as far as the law is concerned. Today also, I would be bringing something very important, but I would be using the same example, but I would be changing the names. I won't be using the names which are actually in the public domain, but I would be changing the names. And before I continue, let me remind, this is a hypothetical example. I repeat, this is a hypothetical example, which means that transaction, if exists, it's a pure coincidence, because this transaction we are creating hypothetically. Hypothetically means just creating an example to make it more meaningful. But if by chance this transaction really exists, then it's a pure coincidence, and any officer or any entity of Treasury Consulting will not be responsible for this, because it is only for the educational purpose we are creating this video. So guys, what happens? 99% contracts in India do not have arbitration clause. Rather, majority of the contracts in India do not have proper contracting. Forget the arbitration. Arbitration is separate. So arbitration is just like, how would I say, international insurance. Now, which means that when you travel international, you take insurance. And in India, thousands of people travel international without international insurance, because it is not mandated. So when you go to the Terminal 3 of Indira Gandhi International Airport, the custom officer will check, or the immigration officer will check your passport. He check your visa. He may be asking few questions from you covering your personal background, but he will never check the international travel insurance, because as per Indian laws it is not mandated. Immigration officer cannot check that, so then they never ask for this. If they never ask for this, people are least bothered. It is like, if government will not mandate, had government not mandate passport, people won't carry the passport also, let it be honest. So majority of the people do not carry travel insurance, because they feel that travel insurance is costly, and especially after COVID-19, travel insurance is really costly. Similarly, majority of the contracts in India do not have proper contracting, and slowly we would be bringing more videos into this regard. We would be letting you know that what is the right definition of proper contracting and so on and so forth. But keeping this as a backdrop, which is a realistic thing, how do you expect that these companies can have arbitration clause? Never. I don't want to quote some company, but I was checking the contract of one company, very big company, not putting the name, and I pointed out where is the arbitration contract, and he was like, "What the hell is asking for?" And I was like, "Is he hearing arbitration first time?" And he told me upfrontly that there is no arbitration clause. So, to him and people like him, there is no relevance of this video. No relevance of this video. Now, let me create a hypothetical example. I repeat, I'm creating a hypothetical example. Suppose Walmart, one of the leading e-commerce player of the globe, one of the leading players in US also, and competing with Amazon, is taking up a position in any FMCG company in India. I repeat, it's a hypothetical example. Suppose ITC. Walmart feel that their credentials and ITC credentials, both strong, can make something great. But this is business, and we do not know anything can happen. Like in 2020, how many of us even aware that Corona come? But it came. It just devastated the whole markets. And even today, people are crying as far as the supply chain constraints are there. And those who are thinking that Corona is gone, they are really Einstein in themselves. So, Walmart, who is a global company, note that, who is a global company because they have their setups worldwide. Like in India, Flipkart. Flipkart is a part of Walmart. Now, Walmart decided to have a global contract rather than a local contract. That's very important thing. Because I am talking about anti-suit injunctions. And anti-suit injunctions is more importantly done in global contracting. Like Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, Google, Tencent, Alibaba, TCS, Cognizant, Capgemini, Accenture, Samsung, Apple, and many such leading companies. They are too big that they are everywhere. And sometimes they do a contract which covers their many entities. So example, Apple is taking some service from the customer, but not for Apple US, rather for Apple India, Apple Sweden, Apple Denmark, Apple London, Apple US. So rather than have a 5 contract, I'll have to have a single contract. That's more important thing. Which in our parlance, in the parlance of a law, is known as global contract. Henceforth, the anti-suit injunctions are more suitable to global contracts. That is something one needs to understand. Very importantly. Now, Walmart wanted to join hand with ITC. Both are strong companies in their domain. Walmart is strong in e-commerce while ITC is strong in their FMCG business. And it's a global contract. So they wanted to have a clause of injunction which is known as injunction clause. Now, what the hell is that? Listen this. I have noted the legal definition, then I give you the layman definition also. This is a legal definition. An injunction is a legal and equitable remedy in the form of special court, bench, joint forum. Nowhere you will get bench and joint forum. It is added by me. That orders or compels a party either. No one will tell you either, which is defendant or prosecution, to do or refrain from specific acts. So I repeat, an injunction is a legal or equitable remedy in the form of special court, oblique bench, oblique joint forum, that orders or compels a party, either defendant or prosecution, to do or refrain from specific acts. So basically, when you sign an arbitration agreement, basically arbitration is a part of an agreement. Arbitration is not an agreement, it's a part of an agreement. Walmart mentioned to ITC that if, God forbid, any eventuality came, example, then what would be the seat of litigation? Walmart is a US based company. ITC is an Indian company. Walmart will stress for seat as New York because seat of litigation, seat of arbitration means the law, New York law of arbitration, while ITC would be pressing for Indian Arbitration Act 1996. Let's assume together they ends up having Singapore as a seat of arbitration, which means in between, neither yours nor me. And assuming Walmart and ITC is in agreement, which means that Singaporean law would get applicable. Very good. Now, venue of arbitration. Suppose they mentioned multiple venue. Many Einsteins believe that there can only be one venue of arbitration. There can be multiple venue of arbitration. It depends upon both parties where they agree to. So suppose they mentioned 3. New York, Singapore, India. Now which means the law would be, even if it would litigate in India for a minute, the law would be Singaporean. Even if it is litigated in New York, the law would be Singaporean. And of course, if it litigated in Singapore, the law would be Singaporean. So the seat of arbitration is Singapore, while the venue of arbitration is New York, India, or Singapore, either of that. Okay, let's take further. Walmart is acting an injunction clause whereby they are reframing, which means they are restricting ITC in case of any dispute that you cannot put this, whatever dispute, example, if arise, in European Union. Which means that even if Walmart, assuming doing something intentful or non-intentful, it's a hypothetical example, ITC cannot put this for arbitration in European Union. This is called injunction clause. Injunction clause. So while signing the arbitration agreement, you need to be very careful whether this injunction is there or not, because it restricts you. So let's take a same example and make it more meaningful. ITC is supposed to give biscuits. They are masters in making biscuits. ITC is supposed to give biscuits to Walmart, which they would be selling in their US and European stores. And God forbid, Walmart is not happy with that biscuits after the delivery. And let's assume Walmart is incorrect. ITC is completely correct because they sold as per the specifications. And they delivered as per the specifications. And Walmart ITC having a substantial evidence that in European Union, where the stores of Walmart are, assuming, people really like that product. So Walmart is lying that people don't like that product. But they cannot litigate this in European Union, even though they have an evidence. Reason, injunction clause. But since this is a hypothetical example, let's assume Walmart never thought about this. Or they not read it thoroughly. In majority cases, the contracts are not read thoroughly. They just read upar say and then like a bird eye view and then people just signed it. Now they are gone. Because they cannot challenge the Walmart. It would be a big cost. There is a via media. In English, via media means alternate, which is called anti-suit injunctions. Now, what is that? Let me study for you. The legal definition, then I give you the layman example. An anti-suit injunction restrains a party from commencing or taking steps in proceeding in foreign jurisdiction, including foreign proceedings commenced in a bench, special courts, joint forums, where there is a breach of an arbitration or exclusive or non-exclusive judicial clause. So basically, simplistically, anti-suit injunction. ITC would be creating anti-suit injunctions. What is that? ITC would be letting Walmart know you cannot challenge me in, assuming ITC having a substantial business in Brazil. Example. Walmart say you cannot challenge me in Brazil. ITC say you cannot challenge me in Brazil because I am supplying the similar kind of products in the Brazil. Anti-suit injunctions. There is a concept called anti-suit injunctions. Now, 3 important things which we need to understand from this video, more detailed videos to come later on. Number 1, contracting has to be very good. And especially when you are dealing with the multinational companies like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, all, because they are global companies and they are worldwide. Contracting has to be very good. Even if you're not dealing with the global companies, you are supposed to maintain a very decent quality of contracting, which unfortunately people don't do. Number 2, in this contracting, a proper section to be granted to arbitration, each and every aspect of the arbitration to be mentioned in a very explicit manner. Because we are in business, anything can happen in business. Not everything is in our hands. Anything can happen. And this can only be resolved provided you are having a proper arbitration agreement. Number 3, there are many clauses of arbitration, but one of the important clause is definitely injunctions, which is restricting either party, defendant or prosecution, not to go ahead with a specific act. Number 4, the countermeasure is anti-injunction. But in majority of the cases, people even don't have injunctions. Forget anti-injunctions. That's another issue in the life. Henceforth, when we move further, I will let you know about the Indian courts power of anti-injunction, the British law of anti-injunction, the New York law of anti-injunction. But remember, guys, the only via media of injunction is the anti-injunction. And I'd like to conclude the video with a very beautiful thing. Anti-injunction cannot be done until you have injunction. Remember this. You cannot charge the phone by the time you do not own the phone. That's very important thing. So next time, or maybe after reading after listening to this video, if you get some time, please have a look at the arbitration clauses of your contracts, and please have a look at the injunction clause. This is Rahul from Treasury Consulting Group. You know my personal number, +91 9899 242 978. Have a great time ahead. Thank you, guys.